Well, hello there. Monday morning, or Monday afternoon, or Monday evening, whenever you're hearing this. Let me turn up some volumes here. There we go. A little bit more, and let's see, a little bit more over here on the volume so you can hear me. Hello. There we go. A little bit more. There we go. Okay, now you can hear me, I suppose. It's Monday morning, Monday evening, Monday afternoon, whenever you're hearing this. It's the 22nd of September, 2014, and this is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast for that day, the 22nd of September. Can you believe it's September already? I just want to stay light here for a little bit. And just tell you that there's a lot of things going on, and in life you have to be prepared for the unexpected, or go with the flow. A lot of people say that, oh, calm down, just go with the flow. Some people can't do that. Some people don't have the patience to do that. Some people have this idea that everything has to be cut and dry. Well, generally speaking, okay, it is cut and dry. It is night and day. It is up and down. It is, back and forth, side to side. It's cut and dry. But there's these variables. So when you have a preconceived idea about how things are, about how things should be, or whatever, if a variable gets thrown in there and it knocks you off your, course you're going, you have this tendency to get a little pissed. So, when you recognize and accept that, hey, even though I'm on a routine, the variable is going to knock me back and forth, whatever, or take me completely off track, don't get mad. Just handle it. Just work with it. It's a new adventure in a different direction. I mean, even though I get up and this is what I do, and by noon I'm this, and by 2 I'm this, and by 3 I'm ready to go home. When you're in that mode and something throws you off, you're going to get pissed. You're going to say, my day was going well until, it's all that. So when you do wind up in this area of creating or having something knock you off into a different way of doing things, use that as a learning experience. Take the curve, learn, understand. It's a new adventure. You tend to gravitate to those things that are new, I'm sure, because you wouldn't have taken that course in your life if you didn't, So a new adventure is afoot, and so just walk with it. Now, the other thing is, I say all that to put it in this context. Crap is hitting the fan. We've got the propaganda, or maybe even the actuality of Ebola. We've got the California is totally in the crapper. I mean, I cannot tell you. I can't describe to you the way California looks at this point. We had just taken a trip for some personal reasons to go to California over the weekend, and literally driving through where we were and on the way back here to the biggest little city in the world, I can tell you that California is in the crapper. Okay, it's in the crapper. I've said it before that California is in the hole, California's in the crapper, just waiting for somebody to push the handle. Let me tell you something. The handle's been pushed. The water has risen. It is now back in the crapper again. So many things have been taken away. Where we went, I can tell you that there's a huge drought in California because Southern California wants their water. And so it's one of those things, folks. California's gone, so I'll talk about that in a few moments. Right now, I'm going to take a little break. Email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce from The Views Expressed. Please come join me on The Views Expressed Live, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. Don't wait until another natural or man-made disaster strikes. Have at least 72 hours of emergency gear near you at all times, and that includes food. Get your emergency food supply today. Go to freeamericaradio.us and at the top of the page, click on the emergency food supply link. Help your family by purchasing as much emergency food supply as you need. You'll be helping out your family and Free America Radio Network. Thank you.
Sharing the truth one fact at a time. This is the Free America Radio Network.
Welcome back. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast for the 22nd of September 2014. I hope you're doing good today. It's Monday. I know most people hate Mondays, but you know what? It's how you make your day. I've noticed that. It's how you make your day. How does when you look at the situation going on, when you look at the things that are happening around you, do you just fall into this, oh my God, things are really... No, because the end of the story is everything works out. Now, a lot of people might say, well, geez, you see the glass half full. I say, why not? You know what I mean? If somebody's going to say, oh, the glass is half empty, then they're a pessimist. If they're going to say the glass is half full like I do, they're an optimist. I'll even walk up and grab the glass and drink the water and, slam it back down on the table and look at both of the other people and go, I was thirsty, and walk away, But, I don't know, a little gallows humor there, folks. I'm glad you're here listening to this. You can help Free America Radio Network as much as you can, as much as you possibly can. Free America Radio Network is going to the next level, and therefore you can be a part of that, and which is very, very helpful. And you can go to freeamericaradio.us. You can either sponsor the show for literally next to nothing, okay? And you can email me and question me about that if you'd like. You can go to the sponsors page, find out more about that as well. Or you can go to Emergency Food Supply, click on that link and get as much as you need. And you can also help out your family as well with that. Or you can donate. Yes, donate, please do. Yes. I do take Bitcoin and as well. And there are some other things there for emergency food supply as well, and you can get that and go from there. Lots of things happening. If you have any questions, of course, hey, ask. You'll never know if you don't. Email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. It's as easy as that. So let me know. freeamericaradio.us is the website. A lot of things going on, propaganda, or maybe possibly the literal information that is out there about Ebola. So, I'm not going to go into that. I'm not a doctor. I haven't honestly looked into all of that. I just hear reports that it's killed hundreds of people, and on the way of, if the estimates are correct, if the people guessing are correct, then it's going to kill millions. So we got to keep a lookout for that. As well, the political structure of Israel and of the Palestinian areas and all of that, I have to say this, years and years and years and years and years and years ago, the God of the Bible told the people that this is your land. Okay, this is your land. Well, in about 1946-47, the Rothschilds came along and others and said, no, it's not. We're going to set it up as a Middle Eastern corporation, and we're going to install the leaders that we want. Well, that's what happened. The people there in Israel are just as much Israeli as I'm Canadian in the North American continent. You know what I mean? Even though I do have Canadian relatives, it's, I live in America. I live in the United States. So I'm as much as a Canadian as a current Israeli person living in Israeli today, or in Israel today. So all in all, it's a big, huge, fat, ugly, nasty, pus-filled lie. So do I like the people of Israel? Well, I like people anyway. You just don't... If you're not out to kill me, you're okay by me, okay? It's all right. But we do have, America, the United States does have ties to Israel as well as does Mexico and Canada. But the thing is that it's not the ties that we had prior to the 1947, era. When the United Nations recognized that current structure of Israel as a state, and before that, it was up and down, like anything. Our relationships do get strained. Right now, it's about broken because of our current president. We do have information that there are situations behind the scenes that are going to be very important for the state of Israel in terms of, finally getting something done without United States intervening. Now, whether or not Benjamin Netanyahu wants to commence with these ideas is totally up to him. But do I support Israel? No. Israel's a terrorist. And by the way, if you go back thousands and thousands of years, Ishmael and Jacob were half-brothers, and they got pissed off at one another, and now you have what you have, the Arab Muslims and the Israeli people, and they're fighting, and it's just gotten worldwide, and it's a pain in the butt. And when you go look back in history, this is what you see, and people are going, why are they fighting? This is why they're fighting. It's like a husband and wife. The husband came in, took his shoes off, took his socks off, laid them there. 5 minutes later, the woman is, complaining that he doesn't put his socks in the hamper. It's like, I just took my damn shoes off. Leave me alone. And that's pretty much it. So everybody wants to know, why is everybody on the back of Israel and all of that? It's supporting Israel, in other words, is because they think it's no, you have to look back in history. If John Hagee, big, supporter of Israel, if he really knew what Israel was like today, I don't think that he would be promoting them as he does. But I also think he believes and knows his history to the point of understanding who they are and who should be there instead of who's there now. Now, he could argue with me, but, that's fine. But I found that a lot of people who look at Israel say, oh, they're good people, they're good people. Well, yeah, the people are good, I would imagine. I'm not over there talking to them. I'm sure they want peace, freedom, and security just like you and I here in the United States. But their politicians are bought and paid for by the same corporations that run Washington, D.C. So it's kind of a conflict of interest when you look at Israel and the United States as being allies. It's a conflict of interest. They're allies corporately. They're not allies because they can't, shook hands and said, hey, we can deal with this. No. Money flows. Well, what's that saying? Money walks and BS talks. I mean, that's pretty much the way it is. So, but anyway, that's my little opening about Israel. Do I like the people of Israel? Of course I do. Of course I do. And it's same thing with the citizens of Russia and Germany and all of that. I mean, the people, I care about the politicians, the offices that they hold. They're bought and paid for. I don't like them. That's just the way it is. I don't like the politics in the United States. I don't like the politics in Nevada. I don't like the politics in California. But I like the people. The people want peace, freedom, security, and liberty in the United States. And they're doing everything they can to immediately do what must be done to take back our country. And that's going to, it's going to take some doing, folks. It's going to take some doing. So anyway, what do we got? What do we got going on? I've been gone all weekend, so you tell me. So, give you a little preview here in the beginning of what's coming up on the Views Express Live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. CNET.com. McDonald's hires 7,000 touch screen cashiers. Okay. I'll read that one here in a minute. I also have a meme up there put up by Christopher Key on Facebook. It says, Google this, Operation Northwoods, proof that the U.S. government has planned to attack its own kind while blaming a perceived enemy. The old Roman Empire, the Roman Republic, did that many, many years ago. Also from westernjournalism.com, fake cell towers, possible interceptors, have just been discovered in a very scary place. Yeah, in Washington, D.C., around the White House. Washington Post, only 36% of Americans can name the 3 branches of government. You see what the governmental indoctrination institutes have taught our children. TheHill.com, I read this last week. Immigration reform will help boost the economy. Yeah, he's a total douchebag. And I've got to get some confirmation, but hopefully I'll be able to use what I can to get someone on the show to talk about this. And this is from also the antimedia.org. School district gets MRAP to store teddy bears. Okay, I read that last week as well. Also, the newamerican.com, House passes Federal Reserve audit bill. Yes, the House passed it. The Senate passed it. All it has to do is go past, communist Harry Reid, and we got ourselves, somebody in there to audit the Fed. But that's like asking the fox that is killing the chickens. That's like the farmer asking the fox, hey, can you investigate why this is happening? And the fox is like, certainly I can do this. So it's not going to matter really, folks, because it's all bought and paid for. The office of the presidency has been bought and paid for. It is a corporation. When you look at the incorporation of Washington, D.C., you can see that they incorporated it in Puerto Rico offshore, of course, as most American businesses are nowadays, incorporated offshore to avoid taxes. And all of that has been done. And also Washington, D.C. is being backed by the Rothschilds and the British Commonwealth. If it was truly a United States of America, the first 13 colonies that are up in New England, or up in, upper East Coast, you wouldn't have the Commonwealth of Massachusetts on the outside of the city as you come in. You wouldn't have the Commonwealth of Rhode Island. You wouldn't have any of that. You'd have Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, all that. You wouldn't have that. See, but now we do, and it kind of, I don't know. We have to really examine all of this, because if we don't understand where this country's going by the trends that are taking place now and by understanding our history of this country, folks, as much as I harp on this, we're screwed. I mean, we're screwed now. We're going to be screwed if we don't get this, get the policies and procedures stopped at the moment, because if we don't, we'll go over the cliff and that's it. No more America. No more United States of America. No more freedom. No more sovereignty. No more Constitution. No more freedom of speech. No more Second Amendment and right to bear arms. I mean, we've got to do this, folks. I don't know what it's going to take. I really, really don't. I don't know what it's going to take for people to break free of their their Clockwork Orange type of situation. I don't know what it's going to take for people to pull their blinders off, to pull the cords off of them, to pull the IVs out, and really, begin to, move forward, I mean, get out of that complacency, really. Or actually, it's not even that. It's stop being so apathetic. The apathy in this country is just incredible. I mean, there are some people who just, really don't give a crap. It's like, give me my football game, give me my baseball, give me my, Kardashians or whatever, Dancing with the Stars. What celebrity is having a baby? 1984 talked about it. I mean, even Aldous Huxley, if I can speak correctly, talked about that as well. We can look back in history prior to 1900, and we can see the same thing in little pieces here and there, of course, because you had the printing press, you had people talking, you had things, people going overboard. It's like the game of what is that, telephone. It's like rumors grow. I can tell you now, I can say something to you listening and say something like, the cat got in the garbage. Something as simple as that. And 10 people down the road, that's usually what it averages out to, 10 people that the 10th person you tell will have a huge, totally different story. And it's going to be so embellished that you're never going to understand what the true, what the original thing was, So when you look at what's going on now, you have to really tear away all of that tear away and rip it apart and get back down to the basics and say what was originally said. Because you get sound bites, you get little, lines that, in papers or online or whatever, in these news articles, one little sentence, but the person, when you go and find out, the person that they quoted said something a whole lot different, and that was only part of it, So they spin it, twist it, break it, turn it upside down, make it sound like it was something bigger when it really wasn't. Okay. And so we have to take a look at that. We have to draw upon our logic and common sense and say that something's not right here. Primarily, we also have to draw upon our intuition, that gut feeling you get that says, something's not right. You look at it, dig through it, rip it apart, look, and like I say, look who's behind the curtains, pulling the buttons, pushing the buttons and pulling the handles. I mean, Glenn Beck talked about that this morning, in one of his promos. And literally, it is that. Common sense, logic, and intuitive processes. It's not going to take you a few seconds to realize that what you're seeing in this propaganda on your state-run media is a bunch of crap. What you're reading from established news media is a bunch of crap. It's all a bunch of crap. Every single last one of it. I mean, it's crap. And you really have to look at it and really have to examine the overall foundation by which it started and say, why did it start? And not only that, who started it? Well, it doesn't matter who started it. It's why did it start? They can, it's like me telling you one thing and 10 people down the line, it's going to be something totally different. So we have to look at that. And it is possible to do that. But we have to accept the fact that the propaganda out there is just, overwhelming. And they're going to push that as being the true narrative. And they're doing that anyway. But we have to rip that all apart and find out what's really going on. I know a lot of people don't want to do that because they don't want to get involved. They don't want to, politics is not my cup of tea. Well, I'm not talking about tea. I think the Boston Tea Party back in the day did that. And it really, people really have to accept this. Now, you can accept whatever you want because your perspective is your perspective. There's no doubt about that. I mean, your perspective is your perspective. What you do is based entirely upon your perspective and the experience that you have while getting certain things done is what you will use as your foundation of what it is you do. I mean, it's like, yes, I have the experience, here it is, and I've done this, and I know. So you're going to, well, I was going to say something else, but you can use that as a teaching tool and say, yes, I've been through this is what I know, and I'm sharing that with you. And if people don't get it, it's not your problem. I share with you the things I know. I share with you the things I see. I look behind the curtain, who's pushing the buttons and pulling the handles. I share that with you, and it's either you believe it or not. You either accept it or deny it, either way. But you've got to look at it, and I encourage you from time to time to do that. And it is what it is. You can't change the flow if you don't know where it goes. Okay? I mean, speaking of which, I have the idea of a river in my head. A river just going, and if it's going straight, big technology will come along, start loading up one side of it, digging out another side, and make it flow in a different direction, or make it flow in a curve or whatever. You've heard all that. You've seen, the Discovery Channel, Learning Channel. You've seen that happen. But this is the information technology that, on one side is steering people one way by their propaganda, and the independent media and the alternative media are finding out the truth that this is what's happening, and they're going, whoa, wait, don't divert the river because this is what's happening. You got, and we're telling the truth. We don't know it all. I don't know it all. But I share with you the truth that I know, one fact at a time. And I still dig through those facts. I may look at something I've told you weeks ago and go and look at it again and go, oh, wait, I forgot this. Here's this. I've overlooked this. Here you go. I'm not wrong. It's just I've overlooked something. But anyway, excuse me. Got a little something going on. So anyway, this is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast for the 22nd of September, 2014. You can support Free America Radio if you like. freeamericaradio.us. Check it out. Go to the sponsors page. Not going to kill you. It really isn't. Or go to the Wayne S. Pierce Show.weebly.com. Same thing. Got sponsors page, donations, emergency food supply. Help support alternative and independent media by going to freeamericaradio.us or Wayne S. Pierce Show, the Wayne S. Pierce Show.weebly.com, and support what you can if you can. Free America Radio Network is going to the next level, and you can be a part of that if you really like the show. And by the way, anytime you support this network, I give you credit for it if you wish. All you got to do is email me and say, hey, I want to contribute. And yes, you can use my name, or no, don't use my name, but I want to contribute. So yeah, if you have like a graphic or something, I can put it on the webpage and say this person supports Free America Radio Network. Or you don't have to, just send me a graphic and or whatever. You don't have to do that. And but if you want to know that you support independent alternative, if you want people to know you support alternative and independent media and Free America Radio Network specifically, that's fine too. That's okay. Hey, we're going to the next level. And as I said, you can be a part of that. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, hey, even if you disagree with me, I want to hear from you. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. Help out when you can. Help out if you can, because Free America Radio Network is sharing the truth, one fact at a time. I'll be right back. The BK Factor with your host, Brian Keller, on the Shake and Wake Radio Network, shakeandwakeradio.com.
Listen to Angel Clark Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Radio Freedom News Network, radiofreedom.us.
No elitist drivel, no media spin. Logic over emotion, fact over fiction. The home of independent conservative thought. The Conservative Voice with your host, Jeff Wagner, only on the Conservative Radio Network.
Hey, folks, welcome back. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast for the 22nd of September 2014. My God, it's already September already. Holy mackerel. Did I say already twice? I don't know. You ever get to that? You ever have one of those moments where you walk into a room, you get whatever it is you're getting, and then you walk out, and whatever you have in your hand, you set it down on the table next to you, and then about 5 minutes later, you get up and walk to the kitchen and go, why am I in here? Oh, yeah. And then you realize whatever it is you were in there for, you already got, and it's sitting on the table next to you. You ever have those moments? Because, you know, it happens. It happens. It's there. We know. So when you examine things like that, you kind of wonder, have I lost my mind? I don't know. Whoever voted for Obama the second time around lost their frickin' minds. But anyway, onward and upward to bigger and better things. We're going to go and check out some headlines elsewhere and hopefully be able to fill in the gaps for you, let you know what's going on. I don't know why this is news, but it is, and that is the new iPhone came out, the iPhone 6. 10 million iPhones sold. Apple sold more than 10 million iPhones in the first weekend after its new models went on sale, underscoring strong demand for phones with larger displays, because people are blind, really. That's one of the big things in the news. Right? You wanted to hear about iPhones being sold, right? Yeah, I thought so. What about homes? U.S. existing home sales fall, investors pulling back. And that's from Washington, D.C. U.S. home resales unexpectedly fell in August as investors stepped away from the market. But the decline probably does not signal renewed weakness. Housing prices are up, and home sales of previously owned homes are a little bit down, but not that bad. Death linked to GM ignition switch defect rise to 21. Yeah, government Motors is screwing them up too. So there you go. Here's the big thing from the world. From Baghdad, Islamic State urges attack on U.S. citizens. Islamic State urged its followers to attack citizens of the United States, France, and other countries which have joined a coalition to destroy the ultra-radical group. There are now more than 60,000 members of the Islamic Army that is out-and-out terrorist, diabolical. They outnumber a whole lot of people in that area. So chances are probably within the next 6 months or so, we are going to have a war. I mean, it's not going to be this, we got to do this and the diplomacy of the UN. No. It's going to start, I believe, as I've gotten wind from the areas of the fringe news organizations. I'm being sarcastic, folks. The actual news is Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is going to fire on Iran. He is totally thumbed his nose at the U.S. and told President Barack Obama, stay on the golf course, we'll take care of our country. And he used to have a really, really good, relationship with the U.S., but since Obama's been in office, not so much. So he's a terrorist. Both of them are, actually, Obama and Netanyahu. So just because, look at it this way. As I said before the break, you look at the history of Israel, from 1947 on up to today, it's not the quote-unquote original people in Israel. No. It's a giant corporation, folks. That's what it is. It's a Rothschild Zionist created Zionist base of operation with funding from Europe, from you name it, from the Saudis as well, oil and all of that, and of course the United States military-industrial complex and the CIA. So it is a created country. Prior to that, yes, the original Israeli people were there. That was their homeland, and then a bunch of people came and kicked them off, and it became the corporations. That sounds familiar. Go ask an American Indian how that happened, what that sounds like. Interesting, huh? Germany exports massive amounts of hypocrisy. Yeah, there we go. I have a cousin that lives in Germany. Qatar, this is sports if people like sports. Qatar should not host the World Cup, FIFA officials have said. That's for the 2022 World Cup. Of course, the environment, you got people yelling, climate change, get rid of carbon. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, what hypocrisy those morons are actually preaching. Okay, in New York, they did it. In California, they did it, and left trash all over the place. If they're so concerned about the environment, they would have put their trash in the local receptacles. But they didn't, because they're stupid morons, and they have absolutely no idea. About 3/4 of them are communist and socialist, so they want everybody to buy into their narrative and to believe their bullcrap, and I don't. That's just the way it is. Climate protesters risk arrest in Wall Street. Hundreds of protesters marched out in New York City's financial district to call attention to what organizers say is capitalism's contribution to climate change. Look at those two words, folks. Climate change. What does that tell you? That's weather, folks. The Earth does its thing. Okay, it's going to get cold in areas that haven't been cold in hundreds, if not thousands of years. It's called weather. The Earth does this. It's resetting itself. Okay, it's reshaping itself. You've seen the recent earthquakes lately on the Ring of Fire? Come on. It's pissed off. Well, if it's a living planet, as some say, yes, it's pissed off at the little parasites that have been on it called humans. So, yeah, these climate change, global warming fanatics are mostly socialists and communists. They don't give a crap about you and I. They don't care. They're going to throw trash all over the place and then, say, we need to get rid of capitalism because it's causing climate change. You can kiss my ass. Okay? Because that's just the way it is. These, we need to do this, and blah, blah, blah. You need to get a life, you frickin' morons. Oh, my God. Oh, by the way, all that is from Reuters.com. Thank you, Reuters. I appreciate that very much. Let's go into the politics, shall we, of the site. U.S. says won't link Iran Corporation to Islamic State to nuclear talks. The United States said on Monday it will refuse any effort by Iran to gain its cooperation on fighting Islamic State forces by being more flexible about Tehran's nuclear program. No, they're going to cut off Iran so Israel can go after them. That's just the way it is. Ex-New York Mayor Giuliani to defend activism in Noriega lawsuit. It's kind of an interesting little tidbit of information there. You can go to Reuters.com and read all this. This is where I'm getting this from. Under the politics section. Leader of Iran sanctions group launches nonprofit to fight terror financing. What? Yeah. Try to wrap your mind around that, folks. Recent political news. Selling Mitch McConnell. What's love got to do with it? Okay. From recent politics news. Texas gubernatorial candidates court Hispanic vote in debate. Also from New Haven, Connecticut, former Connecticut Governor Rowland found guilty of campaign law violations. See, they're all corrupt pieces of trash. Kansas City, Kansas Democrat asks court to require new U.S. Senate candidate. What? Also from Washington, White House does not expect Obama, Iran's Rouhani to meet at UN. No, I don't think that's going to work out too well for them politically. Let's go to same politics, same section of Reuters.com. Wisconsin, Indiana ask U.S. justices to hear gay marriage cases. We're still concerned about that, and the world exploding in parts of it anyway. UK government lends hand to BP in U.S. Gulf oil spill rulings. Federal district court upholds Louisiana ban on gay marriage. What? Gay marriage cases await early decision by U.S. Supreme Court. New Hampshire men sentenced as teens to get life in prison granted new hearings. New Hampshire's highest court has ruled that 4 men serving life in prison for murders committed when they were teenagers have a right to new sentencing hearings because of a 2012 U.S. Supreme Court decision. Florida appeals court says state can rule on gay marriage ban. Gay marriage advocates ask top U.S. court to strike down state bans. U.S. Supreme Court puts hold on gay marriage in Virginia. Advocates urge U.S. top court to block gay marriage in Virginia. Do you see that gay marriage, it's all in the Supreme Court? Why don't you just let people love one another? Why not? Go for it. Oh, you're one of those. Hey, get a freaking clue, moron. U.S. markets. Let's go to the market section of Reuters. Thank you, Reuters.com. EU's Barnier defends bank rescue fund plans. Yeah, another bailout for them. Update 6. Tesco cuts profit outlook again and suspends staff after accounting error. Okay. Judge refuses to cut New York fund manager's 40-year Ponzi sentence. A federal judge rejected Westgate Capital Management LLC founder James Nicholson's request to shorten his 40-year prison term for running a $140 million Ponzi scheme at his hedge fund firm, likening it to much larger fraud run by Bernie Madoff. Remember them? Remember him? Yeah. Update number 2. Plosser hawkish chief of Philadelphia Fed to retire in March. Update number 3, Apple sells more than 10 million new iPhones in just 3 days. Yeah, it's incredible, folks. I mean, just seriously, come on. You know? So, that's at Reuters.com. I will put the link to the whole site on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page. And the idea, honestly, for me, the idea for this whole system of political games that they play every freaking day is really wearing on me. And not so much to the point of saying, screw it. But in a lot of ways, when you look at the methods by which these people conduct business. Okay? Not so much the outcome, because the outcome can be changed by activism by you and I. Being proactive to stop unconstitutional laws from being passed, proactive protests out in the street to get the information out to other people and known to the media. I mean, that's all good, and it works, and I'm glad. But the method by which these, politicians, these multi-layered, complicated individuals that seem to think that the more they do, we're going to like, and this is just not true. But the method by which they use to get these things done is just incredibly, one, stupid, and two, non-productive. Because the outcome, here's the bottom line. You and I want peace, freedom, security, and liberty in this nation. That's it. We want the Constitution prior to 1871 to be the foundation and the rule of law of this sovereign nation. Do we not? Cool. Because each and every state is a country unto itself with 3 branches of government. So therefore, the states can take care of themselves. We did not lend, or how can I put this? We should not allow Washington, D.C. to dictate to us how we need to run our states, right? But the rule of law should be the Constitution prior to 1871, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And then we, the people in each state, should say, hey, look, Mr. Governor, get rid of your state constitution. We have one already. It's called the United States, it's called the Constitution for the United States of America. I said for. I didn't say of, I said for. A lot of people say, well, if it's the same thing. No, it's not. Prior to 1871, no. The Constitution for the United States of America. After 1871, it became capitalized. Constitution was normal, capital C, Constitution. Then it went of, and the rest was capitalized. United States of America. You only do that in business, folks, when you incorporate. Go look it up. It's right there. It's in your face. There you go. But anyway, that's what's happening in the news. You can go to Reuters.com. Let's go to, and my go-to site is Drudge Report. I know a lot of people are going, oh my God, you're one of them. No. It's, oh my God, another demon baby is being born onto the earth. We've got Kate, the princess over there, right? In England, going to have her baby. Now we have another one over here. Holy crap. Chelsea Clinton is in the last stages of her pregnancy. Another demon born upon the earth as a scourge to the citizens of the United States. Everybody uses Facebook, obviously, or unseen.is. Go check that one out, www.unseen.is. Over here on ft.com, science fiction is a step closer as Oculus virtual reality headsets near release. Tim Bradshaw in Los Angeles wrote this. Thank you, Tim. Oculus is closing in on the consumer release of its Rift virtual reality headset, accelerated by an aggressive hiring spree since the company was acquired by Facebook for $2 million in March. It showed off its new quote-unquote Crescent Bay prototype at Connect, its first developer conference held in Los Angeles on Saturday. By the way, this article was put up the 21st, actually, yesterday. With improved display, motion tracking, and audio features that Chief Executive Brendan Uribe said brings the Rift headset, quote, much closer, unquote, to a finished product that can be sold at retailers. Although Oculus has set no deadline. The Rift is expected to go on sale in 2015 after selling about 130,000 of its $350 development kits over the past 2 years. In early September, Samsung unveiled its Gear VR headset, a collaboration with Oculus that will soon enable users to have a cinematic VR experience. As it becomes more confident about solving some of the initial technical challenges of virtual reality, Oculus is now looking to rally developers to create a killer app that will drive sales. Oculus hopes to take VR technology beyond the video games for which the technology is best known and into much more ambitious arenas, from television and video to new forms of social networking and teleconferencing. Quote, "Our mission is to transform gaming entertainment and the way we interact," unquote, Mr. Uribe told the 800 developers at the conference. Facebook's purchase has given Oculus almost unlimited resources to achieve this goal. And I'll put this article up on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page, so you can take a gander at that and draw your own conclusions on that one. But cinematic experiences. Okay? I mean, check this out, first of all, folks. Hold on to your hats. Imagine yourself sitting in a conference room. You're a business owner. You're sitting in your conference room. You're there, and you have other sales personnel and marketing personnel around the country. You're sitting in your conference room with 6 other people, but you need to hear from all of your other members as well. And let's just say, for illustration purposes, there's 6 other people out in the field. You put this on, this Oculus, this Rift, whatever, and you can literally sit at your conference table, put these things on, activate it, it's on, it's there, you're still in there in your conference room with your table in VR, virtual reality, with your 6 personnel sitting around you. They've got the headsets on as well. Now you have the 6 other people and personnel around the table as if you were sitting there, right there with them. Now imagine taking that to one step beyond and watching a movie. You can pause the movie and literally walk around the characters, or be in the movie as it's playing, feeling all of those emotions, right? Imagine that. I want you to take a look at something, and that is, I know a couple of years ago somebody was trying to defame this site, but I know for a fact where this is going. I want you to punch into your URL. I want you to punch this in, 2045.com. And look at the right hand, go to the right-hand side of the page. You'll see Avatar Project Milestones. Okay? I want you to check that out. Really, really check that out. Okay? Now, when you look at this whole section, you will see that Avatar A, 2015 to 2020, a robotic copy of a human body remotely controlled via BCI. You can go and find that out there. Avatar B, 2020 to 2025, an avatar in which a human brain is transplanted at the end of one's life. Remember Star Wars and General Grievous? Avatar C, 2030 to 2035, an avatar with an artificial brain in which a human personality is transferred at the end of one's life. Avatar D, 2040 to 2045, a hologram-like avatar. Can you imagine that, folks? I know that's far far beyond the whole issue of probably some would be able to understand. But let me put a video up on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page called 2045, A New Era for Humanity. It's not pretty, folks, and I'm going to put that link in that comment section of that video so you can go there as well. I don't know. Honestly, to me, and this is only my perspective, okay? Honestly, to me, I don't see any good coming out of this. And I'll tell you why, and it's real simple. I'll tell you why. Any type of technology that tends to want to better a human's life, not so much in the avatar situation at 2045.com, but, better medical, technology, better home building technology, all of that. And all of the stuff that is, like computers and all this and cell phones. When you want to better or make someone else's life, including yours, more convenient, more hands-free, more hands-on, more this, more that, and better a person's life individually, you've got a set of human beings who are totally diabolic and will take that technology and use it for something evil. Okay? A baseball bat in a baseball game is really cool when a baseball player gets up there and smacks that ball, even though somebody else catches the ball and he's out. It's good. You see that. It's fun. It's fantastic. Somebody else can take that baseball bat and beat somebody up with it. Okay? It's that way. A hammer in a construction site is great. It's just, you can build a house. You can build all kinds of stuff. It's great. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. And you go to lunch and you put the hammer down in your tool bag and all that. And, and somebody may come up to that while you're gone, grab your hammer and go down the street and beat somebody up with it and kill them and drop your hammer back off. And pretty much you're done because somebody will find that hammer and go, wait a minute. I didn't do it. I wasn't even there. Then you have the technology that could track that person with the hammer back, and you've got information there and data there proving that the construction worker is not guilty and totally innocent of killing someone with a hammer that he uses to build a beautiful home for a family or something. You know what I mean? So for every good parts about technology, there's going to be bad parts that people are going to take advantage of. They're going to conceive these ideas. Yes, if we have this, we can do this. And they're all going to do that. Okay, but you need to use it for good, period. So anyway, coming up to the end of the show, I got like a minute and a half. So, come join me on the Views Express Live today, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Free America Radio Network. You can go to Spreaker.com, look up Free America Radio Network, join me in the chat there. Or if you have any questions, concerns, comments, and even if you disagree with me, and I don't mind that, email me at freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com. You can support Free America Radio Network by going to freeamericaradio.us and contribute with many links that I have there. If you want to support this show individually from which is on the Free America Radio Network, you can do that as well. Go to thewaynespearceshow.weebly.com. Support this show as well. I would appreciate it. And taking Free America Radio Network to the next level involving you. Because if you like peace, freedom, liberty, and security in your nation, and the truth one fact at a time, this is the show to come to. I know there's a lot of other shows out there, and I promote them, and they're really good shows. But for the truth and the facts, Free America Radio Network is where you need to be. Again, freeamericaradionetwork.us. Come join me on the Views Express Live at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Free America Radio Network at freeamericaradio.us.